Hello, it's Valerie here from Pisces Mountain Farm, and I'm just here to basically explain this project I started earlier, but then lost the beginning clip that I had of me introducing it before. So I'm out here this evening after the sun's gone down. It's a little cooler. You can see better because it's not so bright. And what I'm going to do is talk about, or what I wanted to do is talk about a project. Sorry, I've got stuff in the way. And the project is I have a spot over in my yard that I really never show on camera, and I have peppers planted there. I showed it on videos last year. It's like in between my house and my building, but since the time when I planted my peppers and now, that area has been fenced off and it is a dog yard. So I had the peppers planted in a flat spot in that area, and I was going to do some wattle fencing and kind of fence it off so the dogs couldn't get to it. But because I've kind of neglected it, the dogs, as I've been mulching it, let's start with the beginning, I've neglected it, so I started weeding and mulching it, and as I've mulched it, you know how dogs are, they think that everything's for them, so they've been laying on it. And like I said, I was going to do wattle fencing and section it off, but they were just kind of struggling there. They kept getting trampled on, and they kept getting laid on. They were overgrown by weeds. There's pests, so you know, little holes in them from pests. So what I wanted to do was take these plants and move them, because if a plant does not like where it's at, you can always just dig it up and move it. Pepper plants are perennial, especially perennial plants. Just plant them up, plant them and move them. Now there are caveats to that, such as do some research and make sure it's a plant that doesn't mind being moved. Some plants have long tap roots, and it'll be pretty easy to find information on whether that plant is okay being moved. Another thing to keep in mind, if the plant is really weak and it looks like it's dying, you might not want to move it, because plants will go through transplant shock and they'll take a little bit to recover. However, if it's dying anyways, it might be worth it to give it a chance in some soil that may be better suited, or a place with less sun, for instance. So if your plant isn't happy, do a little research and see if it's one that it's okay to just move, because as long as it doesn't say direct sow, doesn't like to be transplanted, just move it. So I have all these pepper plants I dug up, and they will not be marked because some of them still have markers in the clump. Some of the markers have fallen off, some of the markers were missing. So they'll be mystery peppers / some of them are marked. But I do know basically what I planted over there, so through the process of elimination, I will be able to figure out what they are once they start bearing fruit. I know all of them are sweet peppers. I did not plant any hot peppers over there. So this is my tray. I don't know how many of them I have here, but I planted 11 earlier, and if that clip is still good, I will put it here. And if not, I guess what I'm going to do is turn the camera around and show you how I'm just going to plop them in my flower beds until I run out of space, and then I will probably move down to my bottom field to finish up. Okay. Alright, it's the next morning after I planted these pepper plants, and I just want to kind of go through and show you how I just plopped them into spaces between other plants. And I was able to get them all in this bed. I didn't have to put any in the bottom. You can kind of see. So I just wanted to come back on here and show you that, and since I'm over here, let me just go ahead and show you the Stallia that's opening amongst the weeds. It's going to be very beautiful. Alright, that's all I wanted to show you. Hey, it's Valerie here from Pisces Mountain Farm, and I just want to show you a couple of things that are new on the farm. So this is when you first come down my steps, and as you remember before, to my right there used to be a greenhouse. Well, this is a project we've started. It's messy because that's the stuff we cleaned up from this space. That stuff there needs to be trashed. But that's my buckets of water, compost tea ready to go. But you can see what we're doing. We're going to put these coins down. And then when we're done, we're going to fill in between them with some fine sawdust. I also made this bed. It's got stones in it. This one is particularly cool. It's got little crystals down inside. Can you guys see that? That right there is a rose quartz. It's probably good, if I had to guess, 300-400 pounds. My husband can't lift it. He's 6'7" and pretty strong. So yeah, and then we worked on this side a bit. We've got it mulched and we're getting some pathways laid. I know that's not much. There's still a whole lot to do. My beans are growing. I may continue on to do a farm tour, but if for some reason I don't, one will be coming soon. Alright, I'm going to end this little clip for now. Alright guys, so today's garden task really isn't even a garden task at all per se. What I'm going to do is clean out this little building here. I'm in the front part of this yard. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera around. This right here is where I dug up those peppers I was talking about. As you can see, I started mulching them and digging up weeds, the ones that I transplanted. But today's task is, I'm going to go to the side door, it's just easy to show you, is to clean the trash. Crap. Wasps. Out of this building. It's just trash and junk storage. The reason I say it's a garden task is because it will enable me to get some of the gardening tools that are in my house taking up space, put away some of the stuff that's just like, let's see if I can find this, some of the stuff that's sitting around in my yard and on my porch can be put away, like some of these buckets, those planters down there. I still have jugs from where I winter sowed. And I've got stuff on my porch as well that needs put away. So I'm going to clean that out and have a place to put some of my gardening supplies. Alright, let me show you what I've done so far, what's left. Got a couple of bags loaded up, but there's still all of this trash and debris left. Alright, I'm going to go inside and cool down,
I'm just going to leave this as is for now, and I'll be back later to either do more or to clean everything up until the next time.
This is the bed around in my front I've still got the table in this ring. And I just wanted to show you, I don't know if I can find some good examples, but this I would like to call my colorful beans. I've got hold on, I'm trying to find some. Oh, there you go. The Royal Burgundy Bush beans. I've got, let's see if I can find a better example of that's got color on it. I've got the Red Swan bush beans over here, and they're just now starting to get color, and the Tanya's pink potted beans. Like, these are starting to get some good color. So I'm thinking about adding these to a mix. I don't know if you can see how. Well, anyways, I'm thinking about putting these in a mix. They'll be pink, purple, and red. And putting them in seed swaps, or maybe just trading with a few people who would be interested. But you eat these like green beans. They do lose color when you cook them. But they're still pretty in the garden, and they attract a bunch of pollinators. Bean flowers are full of pollinators. So once again, like I said, sorry, it's the Royal Burgundy bean, then there's a Red Swan bean, and the Tanya's pink potted bean. Just wanted to show you the mess of beans I just got through picking. Look how beautiful. Now these red and pink ones, I think that as they're growing, the more sun that hits them, the more colorful their pods are. I have never grown those before, but the ones that I was getting at the beginning of the season were definitely a little bit brighter, like they were more colored. But it could also be something that as they mature, they become a little more colored. I guess as the season progresses and I let some of them mature to go to seed, I will figure that out. But the Royal Burgundy, they just start out this color. I know that the pods that I got at the beginning, when the beans first started growing, the whole pod was either red or pink, not just the edges. So I don't know if that's a maturity thing. Look how beautiful that is. Like I said, I don't know if that's a maturity thing or a sun exposure thing. Alright, I know there wasn't very much in this video, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here because I'm just going to be working on that building for the next several days. It's going to take a while to get all that trash cleaned up, and I'll probably put it in my next video, like the after of that. Unless it takes longer than I expect, then it might be in the video after the next one. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here and show you how to basically transplant a plant if it's not happy with its environment, and kind of give you a couple little things that were going on around here. I mean, there is a lot more going on behind the scene, but it's basically a lot of cleanup. I'm just trying to get cleanup done. Alright, if you've made it this far, I totally appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.